taking a break from my homework. Just wanted to make a mental note, for my little girl and my family about um, martial arts and how I learned to become, pretty fluent in it and stuff like that. All the stuff I learned, I studied for 22 years, 23 years, and basically what I did when I was training my little girl, I was actually flowing into each different martial arts system fluently. I was trying to. I can do it much better in private or in a real fight, but um, basically, I went through 18 martial arts systems from beginning to finish. I went into the deepest part of each martial arts system, learned the exact mechanics of every move, and actually studied it when I was in high school. Um, I went into Aikido, Kempo, Judo, Jiu Jitsu, Wing Chun, Kung Fu. That's my main system. Every hand skill that I could learn from them. I dissected all the martial arts moves and actually took the best pieces out of each one of them and made my own system, which is called, well, I named it Morel Ryu. Ryu stands for a system that you make your own. So I thought, why not take the best moves of every martial arts system and flow into each one of them, so you can become a better fighter. Bruce Lee did this. He called it Jeet Kune Do, but really it was like mixing Wing Chun with all the kung fu's is what he did. And I kind of mixed karate, kickboxing, and kung fu all together. I'll never be as quick as he was because he did a lot of stuff to make himself really quick. But when I went into Wing Chun, I learned every single hand movement. There's like 60 positions, 63. I learned each one of them, how to do them, what their applications are for. And I don't really like the katas, like the little dance they do. I feel that you should learn each move and what it's used for more than the little dance because you don't know the applications to the little kata that you do, the little flowing dance. I think when you study martial arts, you should study each movement individually and then go to that if you're going to do that. But study each movement, learn its application in every possible way that you can learn it. Like the Wing Chun movement, the block, and then the spin, and the punch. I learned how to do it from each side of a person, even on the floor, up higher from a taller perspective, and from a lower perspective, and how to flow that into the next movement. But I learned how to use it in a real fight. I actually had people, how to do a test dummy for me, and stand in front there, throw me a punch over and over and over until I made the movement flow. And then I learned the movement, the combo, when I was in Kimpo or Kinpo. There's Kimpo and Kinpo, and I saw every movement, and I thought you can mix all of these movements and flow from one to another, depending on where the other person is standing. So if you keep doing that, you become a better fighter in reality. So I think I've been in about 18 street fights when I was younger. In high school, junior high, I defended my brother, my little brother, with bigger guys. I've only lost one fight, which was, I guess, it was really, really quick. It was just a little brawl between me and my uncle. Uh, he was playing around, and then we got into it, and it got a little worse. He pushed me, he threw me through a wall, and he dropped me on the floor. And I kind of hit him about 10 times in the face by accident. But It was that he was, we were getting into it, and he had started to attack me, and he got rougher and rougher, and it just, escalated into a bigger fight. But he got his, and I got mine, so it was kind of more of a draw. But 18 times I've been in a fight, and only one draw, I guess, or loss. I consider it a loss, because you know I didn't win. So, like I said, I took every piece of every important martial arts that I could find, the best of the best moves, and then I learned the lower moves, which were less important but still important, and I turned them into my system. So my system just flows. There's really no kata to it. There's no mix to it. It's just one system with multiple movements. I say my system has close to about 180 movements, or 180 fixed positions that you can go into if you mix all the angles. So, you know, martial arts, I've gotten hurt. I busted up my nose. It broke my nose right here. I learned how to street fight. My first martial arts was Wing Chun. My second was kickboxing. And then I learned Burmese kickboxing. I learned karate kickboxing. And then I went into karate. And I went into Kempo. And then I went into Aikido. And I went into Judo. Um, Pac May was the next one. Um, I learned a lot of stuff from, action movies. I've learned speed punches from action movies. Some of the advanced martial arts systems that I do not have a name for, I learned them on my own and with other people and at martial arts dojos. I've learned from videos, I've learned from dojos, I've learned from friends, I learned from other students who wanted to practice, and I've learned from anybody that I can learn from. I learned from my uncle. Um, One of the other ones I learned was Navy SEAL hand to hand combat, military applications. I learned knife fighting with knives, disarms. I learned, Cali. I learned Cali without, I'm sorry, empty hand Cali, hand to hand. Um, I learned a lot of stuff. I picked up a lot of things through my years, and I made them work when in a fight. So if I have a fight, I make it work. The movement. If the move doesn't work for me, I'll flow into the next movement, and I'll make sure it's fluently. By that, I'm using the Wing Chun, which I don't never separate myself in a fight. So I don't ever let go of their hand when they're fighting me. I try to control the person 100%, and if I can't, I have to change angles to control the person so that I'm always have the upper hand. So if I'm fighting a guy who's very, very aggressive, I'm gonna get lower to the ground and use the motion, upward movement of attack if I were to attack somebody. If they're attacking me, I use the slight angle. I'll either go to the side of them or get behind them in a fight. Um, then usually you go to around the neck, or if it's a dangerous fight, you always want to use the knees or go for the throat. You know, to stop a fight. You know. My fights don't last very long. When I was in them, they last under a minute. But I always had the upper hand because I always saw my you know the person's weakness in a fight. I see the way they stand, the way they move, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they bob their head, and where their openings are, where they have no control over themselves, their feet angles. If I can sweep their feet, if I can get to the side of them and then sweep their feet. I want total control of the other person when I'm fighting them. I don't want to just have a little bit of control. I want to be manipulating the other person in a fight. And if I can't, I'll use distant fighting, or I'll use mid range fighting or close fighting. When I use my close fighting, I use my elbows, my knees, short punches, rabbit punches, speed punches. When I use it at a distance fight, a medium fight, I'm sorry, I'll still use my knees, but I'll actually throw a kick after if I can't reach him with my knee, the leg goes up more. Or I go for an elbow and I can't reach out, the backhand will come out. Blocks turn into punches and punches turn into blocks. So people get very frustrated because they can't hit me. Um, it gets very frustrating when you can't hit the other person. So Wing Chun taught me that part of fighting. That I've gotten to a certain level that it's very very hard to hit me in a fight or boxing. I even I had a fight with a boxer one time, and he got very very frustrated with me. I had to take my gloves off and I had to use some different type of gloves, but because I use my hands when I fight. I have to be able to grab on. I have to grab to manipulate. If I can't grab, I have a lot of trouble fighting. So I had to do that, and you know, um, I still study every day the martial arts as much as I can. In the shower, in the kitchen, just playing around in my room. With my family. Friends that used to come over. I lost all my training partners because they get frustrated when they can't beat you, and I would try to help them out, but people just get frustrated and lose interest, and I never really lost interest. But like I said, I took every major important part of every martial arts system that I could find and dissected it, turned it to my benefit. I even watched movies like Jean Claude Van Damme and Kickboxer. The Quest was a really good movie. I learned a lot of my speed punches from Jackie Chan. I actually slow moded the movies and actually found out what they were doing and actually repeated the movement, over 1,000 times to get the movement just right. Um, you know, I don't like to fight. I don't condone fighting. I don't like it. But I do think I should defend myself if I have to. I do feel the need, if somebody ever attacks me, that I'm gonna defend myself to, the point where I can get them on the floor and they're incapacitated for a short time. Nothing dangerous, but at a point I like to use my trap boxing. So I kind of trap their hands and maneuver them to an angle that I need to win them, and then just get them on the ground where they can't really do anything to anybody. I have very very fast hands. I've been told when I'm in trap boxing. I They can't even see my hands. They told me so. That's a really good thing. The camera can't really catch my hands either when I'm doing the movements that I'm doing. So it's just upside, turn, and pull. The camera even has trouble catching me. So Wing Chun Kung Fu. There's many versions of it, and I learned a few of them from teachers and from videos and from my friends. And martial arts is very important. I guess my favorite martial arts weapon is the nunchucks. With second is my katana sword. And like I said, I don't believe in violence. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can talk yourself out of every fight. And there's a way to speak and start questioning the person. Why are you doing this? What's going on? Is something wrong? Can I help you with something? Downplay everything. Pretend that you don't know what's going on. Say, hey, chill out. Hey, wait. I gotta warn you about something. And say I'm armed, or say something that will make them back up from a fight. But you know, you can always de-escalate a situation if you just talk them out of it. I had a guy aim a gun at my face, and I talked him out of it. The guy ended up putting the gun in his pocket and walked away because he was so embarrassed. And that's because he was paid to come after me. So, you can talk your way out of situations. But there's some that you can't. So I just thought I made this little video for my little girl and her family and my family, and just a little martial arts philosophy for people wanting to learn martial arts. I know a lot more martial arts than I make on my videos, but I need to record them, get them down. But I thought the philosophy of the martial arts should be saved, the way what I believe in it, and the way of the old masters is important. And I know a lot of people, they mix martial arts. A lot of them, they call it Valley Duro or Valley Toro or something like that, and it's mixed martial arts. But I kind of have my set system of what martial arts should be, and I think it's important that I preserve that for my family and show them the most important parts of martial arts and how to escape any type of bad movement that you're in when you're in a fight. So if say you move to the wrong side or the guy gets the upper hand on you, you need to learn the escapes. How to escape a choke, how to escape being on the ground, how when they sit on your stomach, the worst part. You should learn every escape movement that you can and see every single movement of the movement so that you understand it. So, if you're standing here, what do you do? If you're standing here, what do you do? If you're standing here, how do you do it? What if your hand is here? How do you move around the person to get control, to get access? You want the other person to feel uncomfortable so they don't want to fight. You get the upper hand on them, they're going to back up, really quick. Real fights don't last very long. You know, a real fight will only last maybe about 10, 15, 20 seconds. Street fight will last, about a minute max. And if you're gonna fight in a cage or for somebody, those fights last 5 minutes. But I don't think you should fight that long. You get tired really quickly. So I just thought I'd write, well, actually make a video about what I believe and how I believe to use it. Should always work out, build muscle, learn everything. Don't close your mind to just one martial arts system. You should open your mind so that you become you have more knowledge. I don't want to say a better weapon, but, a better at self-defense, you know. So, you don't want to use it for bad stuff, to fighting people and hurting people. It's not really good to hurt anybody or to humiliate anybody. But the more you know, the more power you have to survive. And if you're in a fight, you should probably, look into that. So it's a very important thing everybody should know. So I love you guys. I'm making this for you guys. Love you. Tana, Angel, Cat, Wyatt. And take care of you guys. Hopefully this video makes it to you for a long time to come. And always know you gotta stand for something and have a belief system about what you believe. Stick to it. If somebody gives you a better system, adopt it. Make it yours. Don't close your mind to just one system. Keep an open mind and you can become a better person. Um, Intelligence is mainly all we get to keep in this world. So you don't have it, you really don't have anything. So wisdom is not the same as being smart, and it's totally a different thing. To have wisdom and to know what to do with the stuff you've learned is wisdom. Being book smart is just being book smart, but you can know a math problem, good. Now how are you gonna use it? You know a martial arts move, good. Now how are you gonna use it? You need the wisdom to learn how to use something that's been given to you. So never confuse intelligence with wisdom, or being smart with wisdom. So you know, keep an open mind. Learn everything you can learn. Use it. If it's not usable, drop it or keep it in the back of your head. But always know that information is applicable to most situations in case you need to be quicker at something, learn something quicker. Just adopt it and make it yours, you know? Alright, well, peace out, guys. Love y'all.